So you've probably heard the news Facebook is going to update their privacy policy so they can integrate WhatsApp to the Facebook ecosystem. So in this video, I will explain to you what that actually means and why you should not use WhatsApp anymore. At the end of this video, I will also give you the best alternative, an app that is used by Edward Snowden, Elon Musk, and even the co-founder of WhatsApp itself, Brian Acton. Hey, future Max here. So since the moment I recorded this video, Facebook has made some announcement and tweaked some stuff regarding this update. So if I say anything outdated during this video, I will make sure that I will update you with the right info. Okay? Back to the video. Oh, and if you don't use WhatsApp, the same argument goes for Messenger, so be aware of that. So a couple days ago, people were scrolling to WhatsApp when they received a notification saying that on February 8th, WhatsApp will update their privacy policy with just the possibility to agree. So the due date actually has changed. Facebook has changed it to May 15th, and I will explain later in the video why they actually did that. So what's behind this update is Facebook asking you some WhatsApp information. You know, stuff like your phone number, your location, your contacts, and some other stuff, but we will get into that in a minute. You know, at first you might think that there is nothing too crazy or nothing that we haven't seen from Facebook yet. But the thing is that with this, there are actually two problems. So the first problem is that you have to agree, otherwise you will not be able to use WhatsApp anymore after February 8th. And the second and biggest problem is that when people started looking in that privacy update, they saw that Facebook was actually asking a lot of information. So they will be asking things like mobile operator, internet service provider, time zone, IP address, and even more. Just know that if you have WhatsApp and Facebook installed on your smartphone or computer, I can pretty much know everything about you. Just to give you guys some example, I can know what your favorite food is, who you're talking to, what you're talking about, who your boyfriend or your girlfriend is, who your family members are, where you live, and that is without the privacy update. So you might have seen this picture lately popping around on your feed or on the internet saying that WhatsApp isn't collecting any data and stuff like that. Let me explain exactly what they mean by that. So first of all, the previous Max actually made a mistake. WhatsApp can indeed not read your messages. That's very important, and I will explain in a minute why they actually cannot do that. So it is also indeed true that WhatsApp is not keeping logs of who everyone is messaging or calling, but they keep logs of how you use WhatsApp, how long you use the app, what time, frequency and duration you use WhatsApp, the features you use within WhatsApp the most, how long you use those features, profile picture, group pictures, group description, and even more. But you know, they just don't keep logs of who you're messaging. So they are also saying that they cannot see your location, and that's partially true. They cannot see your location without your consent, but they have access to an IP address, to the phone that you are using, and also the language that you use within WhatsApp. And with those two information, you can pretty much know where somebody is living. So they don't know your exact location, but they have a good approximation of where you live. Oh, and last but not least, I can actually do this for this. I really love to do that. You can indeed download your data, but WhatsApp made sure that it was as difficult as possible so that not a lot of people will actually do it. So to get your data from WhatsApp, you have to send an email to someone that will respond back to you if you can get it or not. And if you can get it, you will have to wait 3 to 5 days before getting your data. So you can just look at a big file full of nonsense. We can maybe do that in a video if you want in the future. So the whole debunk of this stupid picture is done. Now back to the video. So I know that by now some of you are gonna come at me and say like, oh, but I have nothing to hide. Why should I care about that? It doesn't matter. So while I completely disagree with the statement of I have nothing to hide, that's a subject for another video. So if you guys want to see that, maybe let me know in the comments and maybe subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. So like I said, while I completely disagree with that, I'll just quote what Edward Snowden once said about it. If you think privacy isn't important for you because you have nothing to hide, you might as well say free speech isn't important for you because you have nothing useful to say. So by now you're probably thinking like, okay, that's all great, Max and stuff, but what is the alternative? Well, the best alternative that exists right now is called Signal, and before you jump straight into the App Store to download the app and start using it, let me just explain why you really should download Signal and stick with it. So first of all, it's a non-profit organization compared to, you know, all other messaging companies. So they rely solely on donations, kind of like Wikipedia. And one thing that you need to know is that the founder and biggest donator of the nonprofit is no one else than the co-founder of WhatsApp himself, Brian Acton. So the reason he created Signal together with Maxime was just after Facebook acquired WhatsApp a couple years ago. Some good old tech drama where Mark is always the main character. So the legend says that Mark and Brian actually got into an argument a couple years after that Facebook acquired WhatsApp. So long story short, Mark wanted to monetize WhatsApp by using targeting ads and commercial messaging, kind of what he does now with Messenger and Facebook, and Brian didn't want it, so he left the company and started Signal. So everything on Signal is scripted, nobody knows what you're talking about, with who and when, not even the Signal developers. The code is open source, so you can check it out on GitHub by yourself, and everything was made with privacy in mind from the ground up. And what's even crazier is that WhatsApp uses the Signal protocol, which was actually created by the nonprofit itself. The UI is pretty intuitive, as it looks like something that we are already familiar with on Messenger or WhatsApp. And if you still don't believe me, people like Elon Musk and Edward Snowden and many other big tech people are actually encouraging users to start using Signal instead of WhatsApp or Messenger. You should definitely check it out by yourself. If you really enjoyed this video, you can always let me know in the comments and maybe leave a thumbs up on this video. If you're new on the channel, my name is Max. I like to talk about code, technology, and the dev life in general. If you didn't do it yet, you can always subscribe to the channel for more tech news and programming videos, and I will see you in the next video. See you!